Hello, welcome to badatpad. We're going to have to cover me, try speed, and game content. Today we're going to talk about the June Bride Rem, which is back for us. Oh, it's so funny, it says like save the date right there at the top. So it is coming to us this coming Monday for 2 weeks, which is far too long. That's okay. I didn't really expect anything too different. This is one of the older collabs that has come back a few times, and I think generally the pattern with those, which is true for this, is that they tend to be not the best things to roll in. A lot of the monsters are outdated, not that good. There are some new monsters and a couple of new evolutions slash upgrades, as far as update and upgrades. So we're gonna go over those, but let's first take a look at the event itself. So, excuse me the fans too, it's also very hot in here. So it runs for 2 weeks. Again, it's too long. I think I feel like these seasonal rems shouldn't last that long. It's like a long time. Like, I probably it's too long. No, maybe for like normal collabs, but not with like these like not exactly special rems. So I already talked about how long it's gonna run for. So there are some new evolutions. So Shiat got an evolution, and some other things got. But when they say upgrades now, they mean new awakening, additional awakenings, and or more often super awakenings now. So there's the egg. Here's the egg machine. It's obviously for the same amount of time. You can buy 1 magic stone and get a free roll in the rim. I'm probably not going to buy the stone because I don't really care about anything in this rim. TLDR for me is I would not roll in this, and I hope you're out of stones to roll now because you should spend them all in Super Godfest. So the lineup is this. There are 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14 monsters, and it is one of the more spread out tiered ones. I think most of the seasonal collabs like Valentine's and Wedding and stuff have a large range of levels compared to, like, you know, collabs like the one we just had, like Magic the Gathering and Persona, which only have 5 and 6. This is like 4 to 8, so it's like 5 levels. We have 2 new monsters. If you have been here before or been in a previous been playing pad in a previous iteration of this machine, the 2 new ones are Bride Raijin and Rushana. Moving on, you get a free roll, cool. The free roll has worse rates, cool. And there is monster exchange available, which I think I'll show you those in a little bit. It looks like the 8 stars are what's tradable for, so that's cool. Moving on, let's see. Wedding Gaddius is in the MB shop. Do not buy Wedding Gaddius. Oh my goodness. He's actually a prize for beating all of the August quests anyways. Also, it's always called June Bride, but we always get it in August because Japan gets it in June and we get everything like 2 to 3 months later. More like 2 months later, so that's why it's in August now. But we can get him for free from the August quest, and he's not even that good. He's not bad. Now he got an upgrade. His leader skills is a little bit stronger. Not that I would really use him, but at least the leader skills, what, times like 2 times 13? That's like, it could be worse. It used to be like times 6 before or something really bad like that. Anything else in the event? Dungeon is cool. Don't care that much about it. It has skill up materials, you know, the normal thing. Cool. So let's talk about the upgrades. For some reason, a little bit laggy on the... Yeah, it's a little bit laggy on this. Maybe because it's a Facebook thing. I don't know, maybe it's a Facebook thing, yeah. So here are the new evolutions upgrades. The only monster that got an evolution is Shiat, who I'll go over the 8 stars in a little bit, so hang tight for that. I don't know if she actually got any new awakenings though. Let me actually check over here first. I want to say I don't think she got any new awakenings, but I could be wrong about that. I think she got prettier though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any new awakenings, but I'm pretty sure it's just a stat upgrade. Yeah, I think she had 9 before, and she has 9 now. So no, she got just a stat upgrade. I think it brings to 1,000 weighted stats, which makes sense. Wedding Persephone's active got shortened, which is cool, and that makes sense because like even stuff like Uranus and Hestia, they're all what, like 15 turns, and they get a board change. All Wedding Persephone gets is like, it's like a single orb change or something, or a single color orb changer to dark. Wedding Satsuki got a couple new, kind of nice actually, awakenings. I don't think she's still worth rolling for by any means, but she got Unbindable, and she got another enhanced team HP, so she's going to be giving a lot of HP to your teams. Let me actually give a quick check of her to make sure she's not... Yeah, she's really bad weight stats. And she's not that good. She'd be okay to use on a mirror team. By the way, everything in this collab is light main attribute, because I guess it's supposed to be like light, white, wedding, you know, that kind of deal. Wedding actually got one more light row, which really does not help him too much. And Wedding Persephone looks like she got Team Recovery, kind of in a similar vein to the Satsuki, and Unbindability. 1, 2, 3, 4 is... Are they both 7 stars? Oh, that's why they got upgrades. They're 7 stars. Well, okay. Super Awakenings. So we got a few new Super Awakenings. The Hera Bjork is... the Wedding Bjork Hera is not in the Rem, it's from the dungeon. So you can get God Killer. Probably would go for that if you're going for something, but I probably wouldn't Super Awaken a farmable anyways. Wedding Ashimali has 3 new options for Super Awakenings. I would probably go for either the Skill Boost, probably not the Skill Boost, probably the Resistance Bind. Because the 7 combo, she doesn't have any 7 combos to begin with, so it's not like she'll be doing much damage with just one 7 combo. And she only has 1 skill boost, so having 2 skill boosts doesn't like really like make your team that much better. It depends. I would probably go for the Resistance Bind, probably that. And Wedding Shiat has 3 new Super Awakenings, and the only one that I'm going to talk about is TPA, because you should get the TPA, because Wedding Shiat has 5 TPAs, so you should just stack them, and she'll have 6, and she'll be a monster with those for TPA teams. So let's talk about the 8 stars, shall we? We shall. And I guess maybe talk about the 7 stars too. All the other stuff is not really worth talking about. So first of all, in case you're unaware, we'll go over the old ones. Maybe start with the 7 stars just so you can see what's at the top of this one. Stuff at the bottom, again, not really worth talking about in my opinion, so I'm not going to talk about it. And you guys who have been, it's in an old collab, so you guys can probably look up the information or probably know the old ones. Wedding Persephone was the first attribute Absorb Void in the game. Although she's now kind of outclassed, especially because she removes hearts. She's outclassed by all of Greek Roman 3, who are not that hard to obtain. I think she's the only thing that's not light main attribute, but I can't remember. I don't really know what her use would be outside of her active. Yeah, I don't know where I would put her. She's God Devil. Not great. And let's look at Satsuki. Satsuki, I think, is slightly better than Wedding Persephone now, assuming that you have attribute Absorb Voids, because Satsuki at least can be used on the new mirror running a TPA-based team. Both of them have pretty bad weighted stats. It's not even 800. But the Awakenings with the HP, I think, are meant to make up for that a little bit. The Team HP and Team Recovery. This one, I think, yeah, is usable for mirror, especially because it does not remove hearts, which is nice. So this is Wedding, what's her face? Wedding What's Her Face. Great name. So let's talk about the 8 stars. I think we talked about Eshimali already, but Wedding Eshimali is basically just like non-wedding Eshimali. Actually, there's some other non-wedding ones. She's just like the normal Rare Egg Machine Dark Eshimali, except that everything, switch all of the light stuff to dark. Or the dark stuff to light, and that's her now. So she is a double orb change and jammer, or not jammer, and hazard to light. So she will remove hearts, which is a problem for some teams like Mir. But she has 7 orb enhanced awakenings, which falls in line with her all of the other Eshimali versions that exist. So you can probably use her on any light team, and she'll give them a pretty big boost. Even Yusuke she would work with. She increases light Skyfall as well, which is nice. Mir is a pretty good place for, again though, the active. Not good for Mir, so... She's useful. I would say she's maybe A tier sub. I wouldn't put her in S. The other one that is a repeat is one that I can't remember. Oh, Shiat. Or Sheet. I don't know which way it is to say it. So Wedding Sheet, I think, is also not bad. Again, it has a lot of TPA, so it will work very well on a mirror team. that's a TPA based one. Its new evolution gives it 1000 weight stats. It has very low attack, but that's because it can get 6 TPAs. 7 if you inherit a weapon assist onto it. The active is pretty good. It's really nice for making follow-up attacks. So it makes the rightmost column a heart and the left into light, and it makes light skyfalls. Putting the light column on the rightmost side or the leftmost side is the easiest way to make an FUA and keep it out of the way. It should have useful applications for farming probably, because it makes a set 10 orbs. You guys who do farming builds can probably think of something for that. In terms of crossing for a mirror team, it would work pretty well, only as a sub. The active skill might be a tiny bit troublesome. Generally, when you have the cross in the second to right or second to left, that's the best place for your heart column to be made, like not Gladness, like Mel does, which is because it's meant for crossing. This one's meant for follow-up attack, so it's kind of shoved out of the way. But I'm sure you can work around. You can still make a cross if it's fully on the right side. You just have to work a little harder for it. Yeah, so she's not bad either. I'd probably give her an A rank, not an S rank sub or anything like that, or leader. And finally, let's talk about the new ones, because those are exciting. Actually kind of would prefer, I wonder if it's in Pad Guide. I don't know if Pad Guide updated it to have this, but the format in Pad Guide is better. Let's see. Let's see how I can find the Pantheon. I feel like it might not be in here. Eshmali. I can't spell Eshmali apparently. Eshmali. Go. So the old one is in here. Let's see if the new ones are in here. The new ones are not in here. Yeah, I kind of thought Pad Guide died before that. That's okay. We'll use PadX. It's a little harder for mobile, but that's fine. First, let's look at Rushana. So Bereading Rushana, by the way, is very beautiful. Look at that artwork. Can I click on it? Yes. She is very, very pretty. She is a very big set of personality. And she has very beautiful artwork. And behind her you can see all of the Wisdom Kings too, in wedding attire. Like way in the back there's Trelo. No longer exactly the thickest girl in the frame. We have Kundali, we have... Who is that? Vajrayaksa, Oh, it's Akala! I didn't recognize her when she's not wearing green. That's fun. Okay, now I want to leave that. So let's take a look at her. 1000 weights, that's cool. God balanced, cool. So she has a VDP, which is nice. And a 7 combo, so and 3 skill boosts. I think the most interesting part about her is probably the 3 skill boost, because now most of us have Yusuke, and maybe other options for VDPs, but compared to like some of the Final Fantasy pixels, she should be a better pixel, because she has higher personal damage. Unfortunately, she has no killers, which would be even better, but that's okay. Her active skill, recover 40% max HP, changes top row, it's not really anything that interesting. Makes a row of wood, probably useful maybe for farming something. Probably, maybe even like, probably a Zeus first farming build could make use of this. I don't know what it would be, but you could make some use of it. Kaoru is better for that though, overall. Kamiya Kaoru from the Kenshin collab. That's a lot of Ks. The leader skill is she's a 7x6 leader, and she is also a cross leader. No recovery or HP multiplier, so you can probably pair her with the other Rushana, maybe? No, she's not a healer, so she won't work for the other Rushana. I think the other Rushana needs healers, right? Let's see if I can find her. The other Rushana is Wooden Lights. Oh, actually she'll work. Well, the other Rushana gives you HP, so I guess if you ran the other one with this one, you get 7x6 and 2x HP, which isn't bad. But, yeah. So I guess you can pair with another Rushana if you want to. And this one's unbindable, at least. I think the 3 skill boosts are nice, so I wouldn't say she's game-breaking. She's probably fun enough to use for people who like color crossing. Yeah. That's my review of her. She's fine. Her active is a little lackluster, and her awakenings are medium. They're not terrible, but they're not like great. And let's actually take a look at next one, which is Bride Raijin, who is extremely pretty. I really, really like all the Japanese stuff. Oh my god. I feel like the same person who drew her drew Eshimali for some reason. Don't quote me on that. But there's several I know there's had like a number of different artists work on monsters, and they kind of have monsters assigned to them. This style to me looks very much like Eshimali for some reason, or at the very least the normal Raijin and Fujin. I don't know, something about the really fine lines. Don't quote me on the artist being the same, but art is stunning. I really like the Japanese style monsters we've had. You know, I really wanted a Valentine's Kushinada for the same reason. I guess it makes me a real weeb. The actress skill is very similar to normal Raijin, but is different a little bit. She's also water light, so flip her colors from what they normally are, or the normal Raijin is. The active skill is no skyfalls for 1 turn, move locks on orbs, and make rainbow with hearts. So for 1 turn less, you get no skyfalls. No skyfalls can be good or bad. If you're trying to damage control or something, you can do that. You can or prevent some weird skyfalls from happening. Due to color absorbs, you can. No skyfalls are good for that. However, since she makes a rainbow board, it kind of contradicts the avoiding colors kind of strategy, and also her leader skill does not have any damage control, so also kind of gets rid of that that train of thought. So for 1 turn, 7 turn rainbow board change, pretty good. Decali is probably still better overall in terms of board changes, but it's there. She has 2 TVs and a 7C, so kind of like Xiaohu Dan, Sima Yi, like Wisdom, 3 Kingdoms 2 type awakenings. She is invulnerable and she does have a follow-up attack. So she doesn't not work for like Riche, but there's better. She's not a terrible Riche option, or for like Yuki, and the upcoming Leo. She's not the worst option for them, but there's probably better options. Like Amatsu would work well for all of those guys as well. Amatsu works, right? Yeah, Amatsu works for all of those. Well, not Riche. I don't think you can use hearts for Riche, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Riche can't use hearts. But it works for Amatsu, or Amatsu works better for Leo and for Yuki. I'm gonna look up the Riche thing because I'm curious. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah. But you could use the scope for any of those 3. Probably not as a leader. The leader skill is no skyfalls. It's a lot of attack. It's times 24 by herself, which is, I believe, Kaede level attack, which is really, it's quite on the high side. It's not in the blistering like a men level, but you know, nothing else is. This is higher than, by a good amount than, no it's not. It's almost as good as Anubis, getting to the Anubis level. So it's pretty high attack, but there's no HP or recovery or shield component, so it's purely glass cannon, so I wouldn't use her as a leader. Maybe for fun, but not for really clearing any meta or endgame content. Overall, she's not bad. I'd be happier if she had double 7C instead of the 2 TPAs. But overall, not the worst thing in the world. I think even, I mean, if you have, I don't know, Riche and Yuki themselves make better subs though, for themselves. Yeah, in terms of comparing subs, like if you have a Yuki is a better rainbow sub than her, as is Riche. Although I guess she has a follow-up attack, so maybe if you don't have a better follow-up attack that's water, she'll work well for you. Overall, I would maybe give her A rank. Yeah. Maybe like A. If she had double 7, she would get more like S, but somewhere like A. Like, she's not bad. She's not bad as a rainbow sub. She's just not the best thing out there. Better than a lot of normal rainbow subs for sure. Like Diakali is probably one of the better rainbow subs right now, just because she has double 7C. But she's better than like the normal Raijin as a sub, and the normal like Sherry's Roots. Not probably as good as Ragnarok Dragon in terms. Ragnarok Dragon will do much more damage than her as a sub, but this one is a follow-up tag, so kind of up to you. Anyways, I think that's my review of the monsters in... Oh, one other thing. Sorry. That's my review of the monsters, but I want to talk about the trading, just so you can see what is tradable and the rates. So, 6% for an 8-star is actually not that bad. So the chance of a diamond, it looks like, is 25% chance of a diamond, which is actually moderately high. No, it's 25% for a diamond. So for instance, Yu Yu Hakusho, Magic the Gathering, Persona, they're all 10% for diamonds. I think. Yu Yu Hakusho might be 12.5, I can't remember. But 10 to 12% for a diamond. This is 25% for a diamond, so pretty high. I wouldn't really care about the 6 stars though, like Ra and Bastet, like not really caring about them. They're not good. You can look them up later if you want to. I'm not going to go over them in here. However, I am going to take a brief glance at them just to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not good. No, not good. The 7 and 8 stars all are about A rank. I think Sheet and Eshmali may be bordering on S. And Raijin bordering on S, but I wouldn't like say like amazing, like you have to have these. Like they're definitely not top 5 overall subs in pad or anything like that. Rushana's fine. Wedding Persephone is largely overshadowed these days, again, by other stuff. By the Greek Woman 3, and Satsuki's not like super amazing. So these are the rates, and there are some 4 stars. Wedding Izanami used to be really good, but now she's not good. She has a lot of light orb enhance, but that doesn't really matter now. Let's talk about what you can trade. Let's see, where's the trade? Dungeon. What is this? What is the keeper doing in there? Oh, that's cool, I guess. We can get keepers from it. Wedding Gaddies is not in the REM anymore. That's fun. I think it used to maybe be in the REM. I don't remember. So, stuff you can trade. I'll just scroll through. This is what you can trade for Eshmali. A lot of good stuff in that. I wouldn't... That's kind of a harder one. Wedding Shiat is more doable. D-meta I would get rid of. I'd be okay trading Raijin. I would trade... what else? Wedding Raijin is what you can trade for her. And Wedding Rushan is what you can trade for her. Excuse me, well, my voice is getting tired. Moving back to the general page. Overall, my review of this collab, I would not roll in it. I think there's a lot of other better light sub, or not better, but there's definitely light. Everything in here is light, and we already have a lot of good light things. Probably the only things we'd probably really hope for here is like Wedding Eshmali and Wedding Shiat and Wedding Rushana. Nothing else really, I think. And the chance of getting those is very low. And even if you had them, they're not like uber necessary for any like endgame teams or anything. So I probably wouldn't roll in this machine. Unless you were looking for beautiful waifu arts. In that case, the new Rushana and the new Raijin are very pretty, and they'd be, I think, if you are an art collector or a collector because of pretty things in pad, then I would think those are good to roll for. Would I trade for anything? Again, no. I personally don't want to trade for anything that's not like a SS rank leader or a top 5 like sub. I don't think anything, even a top 5 sub is like pushing. I trade for Joker because who's there, because he is a because I love Persona, but he is a good sub. He is a top 5 sub right now, most used sub, but there's also, you know, because I love Persona factored into that. So I probably wouldn't trade for anything in here. If I had to trade for one thing in here, I don't know what it would be. Probably Eshmali, just because I think having the different Eshmali forms can be helpful for certain things. They're always universally useful for monocolor teams of their colors. So like when we're gonna do if you're gonna do dark leader, you know, dark Eshmali is always really good for them. The blue Eshmali is good for mono blue teams, etc., etc. So I would not trade for anything overall though. So overall, would not roll, would not trade. I'm guessing most of you guys are out of stones too. I'm out of magic stones. I have 1 stone to my name right now, so probably cannot roll even if I wanted to. Unless of course you IIP. So that's my reaction to this review. Sorry, that's my review, my reaction to this ref. Let me know if you're going to roll in this collab or not, and if you are, what you're excited for, or if you're going to trade, what you're going to trade for. And yeah, I think that's it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.